What comes to mind when you hear the word Tourette's? Unnecessary shouting out, aggressive sudden movements, swearing? These things happen to some people, but these are also misconceptions. Studies have shown that only 10% of people with TS actually swear. And while these are some of the symptoms that others may suffer with, there are different subtle tics that are more common. I did my own research to find out what people thought about Tourette's by surveying a few of my close friends. I asked them to define TS and what it means to them. Most of them thought it was aggressive jerking, while the others thought strange noises. Then, I surveyed my whole grade anonymously. 58% of them mentioned they thought it involved twitching. The others thought swearing, shouting out, and loud noises. Tourette's are a little more common than you may think. Though not every school may have a person with tics or Tourette's, about 350,000 to 450,000 people in the US have this condition. What if I told you I have Tourette's? A lot of my friends were surprised to hear that I suffer from it, but they showed empathy and told me they couldn't tell. That's because a lot of times I'm able to either play it off or hold it in to a certain degree. I practice trying to hide it, but that's not healthy, and it's become a habit for me to try and suppress them because I have been told to stop ticking, and people assume I can keep it in. They would judge me just because of that, and I didn't get the chance to explain. Children'sWe.org states, Tourettes Syndrome is a neurological condition that involves the basal ganglia in your brain. The basal ganglia is a group of nerve cells found throughout the body, and people with TS disorder have a misfire there, meaning it's just not acting the way it's supposed to, and one can't help their utter strange gesture. It's kind of like hiccups. The second I get home from trying to keep it in all day, my head hurts and I feel dizzy. When I first did my tics, I had no idea why I was in pain until my dad explained more to me because he too has Tourette's. He told me to be careful when I try and hide it, but I'll admit it, a lot of times I get embarrassed about my condition. I still hold it in during school hours, or at least try to because I've had many tic attacks before. I'm still learning how to embrace myself. The reason I try and hide it is because I'm afraid of getting laughed at. And although I faced mockery in my past before, I did find a supportive group of friends along my path this year. They've shown me what true friends look like, and that it's good to accept it. Today, I want to spread awareness about Tourette's and how you or someone you know who suffers from it can embrace it, anything for that matter. Usually, the average person develops Tourette's between the ages of 5 to 12. I've had Tourette's ever since I was 7. They've been progressing more this year, though. There's a difference between tics and Tourette's because tics are just the physical ones, like twitching or big movements. Tourette's are both physical and vocal. My vocal tics have been getting worse these past months. There are also many symptoms associated with having Tourette's. For example, mine are aggressive blinking, mouth twitching, raising of eyebrows, twitching nose, honking, clearing throat, neck jerking, shoulder shrugging, and leg kicking. However, some of those symptoms you wouldn't assume I'd have. That's because they can come and go throughout seasons. Even in class sometimes I forget I have TS until it's all quiet. That's when the war in my head really begins. Should I keep it in? Should I let it out? No, if I let it out, people are going to look at me weird and they're going to laugh. Maybe if I keep it in, I'll come off as normal, right? They wouldn't suspect a thing. But I also have to remember what my dad said about holding it in. Tourette's causes changes in the parts of the brain that control movement. Unfortunately, there is no cure, but my teachers allow me to chew gum in class because of my condition. It helps reduce my tics. But over time, chewing too much can cause my jaw pain. Sometimes I'll clear my throat too much, and it will hurt, so I'll drink water. However, sometimes drinking water can also trigger my vocal tics. Some of you might wonder what would be the cause. The exact cause is unknown, but some theories include bacterial infection. However, it's mostly genetic. But stress and overexcitement make the condition worse, like how when it gets quiet in my class, that's when my stress level rises. That's when I'm really trying to keep it under control. My thoughts take over, and I get anxious. But when I'm in a relaxed environment, like at home, or when the class is at a good voice level, my tics will ease, and I'll forget all about them. Studies have also shown that listening to and playing musical instruments help reduce tics, which I found very true. I love the piano, and I feel a certain type of freedom when I'm playing it. I've noticed that it does in fact calm down my tics. Being more open to something you're insecure about might just give you the strength to overcome it because it sure helped me. That's the one key thing I want you to know. Don't hide what makes you you. My condition doesn't define me, but it's a big part of me that makes me me. And if you've been zoning out or dozing off through this whole talk, it's okay. Here's the main takeaway though. Have empathy for others. You never know what a person is going through or thinking of. Be patient with others and yourself. It may take time for a person to comprehend what you do, have, or say. But if you have something that makes you feel different, don't hide it. Embrace it. We're all unique individuals, so don't be a copy and paste person because it's good to be different. It also may take time to accept who you are. Know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made with intelligent design. Some of the pieces that people may see as flaws are just the unique pieces of the puzzle that makes you you. Simply take it day by day, and eventually you'll notice your growth from where you've started. So, the next time you encounter an oddly shaped piece of your puzzle, remember that it's another piece of yourself that creates you. So, embrace it. Thank you.